Hello guys, this is Sabe here, and I've been a fan of arm wrestling for a really long time. I've been watching arm wrestling since I was a little kid, like Pulling John and like the classic matches between Cyplenkov and like Pushkar and stuff. In this video, I'll be talking mostly about. In this video, I'll be talking about the probably the biggest super match in arm wrestling history by far. The super match between Devon No Limits Larratt and Denis Cyplenkov is going to be for the super heavyweight title in East versus West. It's going to be happening in a couple of hours now from the time this video is going to be uploaded. So I'm just going to be giving my predictions, my opinion on how the match might go about and stuff like that. I feel like Devon Larratt is still kind of like the huge favorite going into this match, mostly because this is not like the same Devon that faced Cyplenkov back in 2018. That was like a complete slaughter during that match. Like Devon had no lane to go. Dennis was just like too strong, like all around. Now Devon has become like extremely strong from his recent matches. I think it started back from his match against Michael Todd, then Brutnik, even against Levan. Like he gained like immense amount of strength, especially with his special pumpkin training, like specializing training for like one arm at a time. So he's become extremely strong and even extremely versatile. He's like he even has this weird thing, not weird, like a pretty hard pronation style lift. Like I think no one else has beaten it so far. A record of 69 kgs, like close to 70 kgs. You have to do it like in a really strict form, and I think Devon is still the record holder for that lift. So I feel like this match is going to be pretty tough for Denis Cyplenkov, especially because this is not the same Devon like back in 2018. He has gained a lot of strength. His hand and wrist are crazy strong, and his king's move will be extremely hard to beat for any arm wrestler at this point, I believe. I think only Levan was the only guy who can like was able to somehow blast through Devon and that king's move, but still it kind of like buckled his wrist a little bit while going for the pin, and that was a pretty close pin for the first round. But then the injury happened, and then the match went not in favor of Devon Larratt, I guess. So after that, like Devon has gained a lot of strength, and now he's like in a totally different level of strength right now. So he's not the same arm wrestler as he was before, and I feel like it's going to be extremely difficult for anyone to beat Devon, especially in his crazy ass King's move, because we can see from some of the practice matches in from Denis Cyplenkov's channel. He has gained a lot of strength, but he definitely has a lot of problem pinning people with King's move. Even back in the days against Michael Todd, he had a lot of problem like pinning him to the pad. And this is going to play against him when facing Devon, because Devon has like probably the strongest King's move in the history of arm wrestling, in my opinion. It's going to be extremely hard for anyone to beat that King's move just with straight side pressure. I think it's going to be near impossible for Dennis to do that. He needs to transition into some kind of a press or something, or he should be able to beat him before Devon sets into a King's move, but I don't think that's going to be happening. Or Dennis has to beat him outside of the straps as well, because that's going to be extremely difficult as well. It feels like Devon will probably get a slip, and the match might go into a strap. Match will definitely go into a strap, and it will probably favor Devon. If it ends up in a King's move, Devon will have a pretty good sticking point at the bottom there. It's going to be very hard for anyone to pin him once he set his king's move in, and if his pronator is like pretty secure, it's going to be really hard for anyone to get a pin unless you can like successfully like transition into a press, which I think Devon will be smart enough to counter if Dennis somehow goes into a press, I guess, because I think during the transition, Devon might be able to capitalize and turn things around. So I don't see it going in the favor of Dennis that much, unless Dennis is extremely strong and Flash pins Devon like 3 times in a row. But that is highly unlikely. But I still think Dennis has gained a lot of his size back. He's not in prime shape now, but he still. I feel like his hand and wrist are like stronger than ever before. His hand and wrist control is like even better than before, in my opinion, because he's still training even after he got injured. So even though he's lost a lot of his size, he still has his tendon strength, I guess, and his wrist strength is still there. His pronator is extremely strong, I guess. I think he will be lacking in some side pressure compared to his prime shape. This match will heavily favor Devon for the most part, mainly because of the King's move and because of how crazy strong Devon has become. And I won't be surprised even if Devon stops Cyplenkov in the center of the table. We don't know how it's going to. Dennis has definitely leveled up since his prior injury, I guess. And we can see from this practice pull, like he's like able to stop Tadikan comfortably, like even from the center. Like in his recent pulls, like Tadikan couldn't move him even from the center. That was not the case like a few months ago. Like uh, Tadikan would be able to open up Cyplenko's arm just a little bit. Then Cyplenko has to like play some back pressure and bring it back to the center and then tire him out, and then he'll be able to pin him. But now he's gained a lot of strength. I feel like hmm, Splenko's hand will give a bit of trouble to Devon, I guess, especially his thick fingers. Might be able to grab onto Devon's wrist, and it's going to be a bit hard for Devon to top roll, but still, I feel like Devon is still the favorite, in my opinion. Unless or otherwise, Dennis is that much crazy strong, which I don't see it happening. Feel like Levin also said that he was not impressed with like the shape that Dennis is currently in, but we don't know for sure till the match happens. So I feel like it's going to be somewhat close, I'm hoping, and it's going to be an all-out war. I don't want to be like in one-sided match. It'll be a lot better if it's a bit more closer than expected, and it ends up being like an all-out war between these two guys. Plus, there's been like lots of drama going on between like Babkin, Dennis, and Devon. Um, I won't be going too much deeper into that, but it's been pretty interesting so far. And also the face-to-face encounter between them. Here we can see them shaking hands, and Devon like getting a feel for Dennis's hand right there. But Dennis is not having more of Devon's games, standing there like a rock. This is without a doubt like probably the biggest arm wrestling match up to this point. And I can't wait for this match to happen. It's super exciting. Not just this match, all the other matches are super exciting as well, especially Todd Singh versus Hongerbayev, the John Brussing versus Sacho. All those matches are super interesting. So let's check out the final trailer, I guess.
Dennis, you've been at the game a long
He
time.
definitely is.
You know, long ago we tried to have a match right-handed for decades. It's been basically
20
20
years in
years
the
that we've been
making.
chasing a
Wow.
right-handed match. I'm gonna destroy you in November. I'm gonna break you, Denis
So those
Cyplenkov.
are
I will
Devon's
destroy you,
words.
I
He's going
promise.
to break Dennis. We'll see how this is going to end up. I guess we're just a couple of hours away from the main event. Can't wait for this match. So hope you guys bought the pay-per-view. Super excited to see this match, how it's going to end up. So drop down in the comments below how you guys think this match is going to end up, and leave a like and subscribe for more arm wrestling and strength sports related videos, I guess. Once the ready go starts, Devon will try to get a slip, and he probably might succeed in getting a slip, and then the match will go into a strap. Devon is going to do all his shenanigans in the strap, and I feel like he's going to make Dennis as uncomfortable as possible in the straps, getting all the advantageous positions as possible. And at the end, going to end up in a referee script, I'm guessing. And from there, I feel like Devon might get knocked out of center by Dennis's side pressure, and it might end up in a king's move. And then from there, I'm not exactly sure how it's going to end. Dennis might be able to bring the match in his favor, but the chances are pretty minimal. If he goes for a surge, it's going to be extremely difficult for Dennis to pin him, especially in a king's move. And he's going to get tired out after a couple of surges, 5, 6 times. If he goes for a surge, he's going to be pretty exhausted, and Devon will still have his strength left. And if by the time Dennis gasses out, I feel like Devon's going to capitalize. He's going to slowly gain center position, and he's going to get a pretty slow pin. Maybe he might even transition into a press. I'm not exactly sure, but those are all possibilities that could definitely happen. Feel like it's going to be pretty tough for Dennis to transition into a press. I feel like in the transition point, I think Devon can somehow manage to during the mid transition. If Cyplenkov tried to go for a press, Devon could turn that match around at that point. Especially with the transition point is like a weak link for most arm wrestlers. Like they lose some amount of strength while transitioning into that other move. Feel like Dennis is more experienced, so I'm not sure how the transitioning game is going to happen, or if there is going to be a transition at all. I don't see Dennis beating Devon in a dominant fashion. It's going to be an all-out war, but it's going to favor Devon Larratt in the if it's like a game of stamina, but Dennis is also shown to have pretty good stamina, so this match could actually go either way. But I still feel like Devon is kind of the slight favorite in this match. So what do you guys think? Drop your comment below how this match might end up, and hope you guys like the video. Make sure to like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.